Arceus, the one that supposedly used its 1000 arms to shape the Pokemon universe, called by many the God of Pokemon. A Pokemon so strong that its signature move, Judgment, will annihilate any Pokemon that stands in its way with super effective might. Truly the strongest of all Pokemon. Still, when you look at the official website for Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet, you might question their last statement. Hey, I'm not so ace trainer, and will Koraidon and Miraidon be stronger than Arceus? Let's get into it. A quick trip to the Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet website, more specifically to the Legendaries section, will tell you that, and I quote, these two Pokémon are said to have powers that far surpass those of other Pokémon. Then it tells you that details about them are shrouded in mystery, probably due to the lack of trailers, I'd say. Today we're here to talk about the first statement though. So if these two Pokémon, Koraidon and Miraidon, have powers that are greater of those of other Pokémon, how strong will they be? When we look at them, we don't get that strange big legendary vibe that you get from, say, Groudon or Kyogre. You look at those two titans and you know you're in for something big. These Gen 9 legendaries, they just look like something you can ride on, and that is not very menacing. But if they tell us that they truly have powers that far surpass those of other Pokemon, they must really have them. But what powers could those be? First we have to look at what we know officially about these games. Alright, done. We know nothing. What we do have and what we do know is the hat that tells us. And the hat has been telling me about different dimensions for quite some time already. If you want a more in-depth look at why I think this, check out that video up there, but quick summary: legendaries with their backs turned in the cover art, one game each with a different professor, clearly opposing themes even though the games don't look different in terms of the overworld, you know, like a mirror dimension kind of situation. A mirror dimension each with its own legendary, Koraidon and Miraidon. Okay, so far so good, different dimensions, but that is nothing new. And if Arceus is the god of the universe, isn't he the god of the other dimensions as well? Well, that's where things get a little bit tricky. There are many entries in the Pokédex for Arceus. Some will tell you that Arceus shaped the universe with its 1000 arms, others will simply tell you that it shaped the world. In history, Legendaries writes that Arceus is the light that guides and protects all Pokémon, and that Hisuian mythology stated that Arceus created all things. Notice that Legendaries writes Hisuian mythology, meaning that there's a chance that there are other creation myths in the Pokemon world, some that we don't know of and maybe he knows. Maybe there was a creation myth in Galar, for example. While Arceus is very powerful and clearly a godlike figure in Hisui or Sinnoh, it might not hold power over everything or everywhere. What if the other dimensions are places where Arceus is powerless, or simply matched in power by other Pokemon? I've always had this doubt, did Arceus create the other dimensions, the other universes, or are they completely independent? I think the latter makes more sense than the former. Various universes or dimensions that are so close together, accessible through various entry points, with some Pokemon holding the power to go through them. The Ultra Wormholes of Alola that can be opened by the Light Trio, with Ultra Necrozma being incredibly powerful. During the battle with Eternamax Eternatus, we saw it bend space and time, maybe showing us the power to transcend it. Don't forget that Z crystals are shards of Ultra Necrozma and Dynamax crystals are shards of Eternatus, both with the power to completely change a Pokemon's damage output. If this is true and Pokémon Scarlet and Pokémon Violet touch the concept of multiverse once more, Koraidon and Miraidon might just be another very strong pair of legendaries capable of crossing through that mirror world that we see. Maybe even open a portal to it at will. I think everyone believes we will ride them. They look like vehicles, so there's a chance that these Pokemon are simply the perfected form of multi-dimensional travel. Sure, we had Solgaleo and Lunala, but they weren't made for that. These ones seem like they were. There's also a chance that if the Japanese logo crystals are actually related to the Gimmick, they are also a part of either Koraidon or Miraidon, or a world that only them can access. Maybe a Pokemon's power isn't about how much damage it can output with its signature move. Maybe a Pokemon's power is measured by how well it can connect worlds without destroying what's on the other side. And maybe that's something that Koraidon and Miraidon can actually do better than Arceus. Because Arceus time traveled a literal child in her sleep in order to save the world from an ancient madman. Anyway, do you feel like Arceus holds power over all the dimensions, or do you think there are other godlike Pokemon just like it? Let me know in the comments down below. And now, like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon content, and also ring the bell so you know when the next video is out. You can follow me on social media and Twitch, I stream there Wednesday to Sunday, not Saturday, or join our Discord, all the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.